content.
Hello, good morning, viewers. How are you doing today? It's another brand new week, and we're broadcasting live from our SRTV studio, Abuja. This is Wake Up Nigeria, and I'm Princess KESSY. I have with me on the show today
YUNUSA Julia.
Julia. How are you doing today?
Very
How's
well.
fasting going?
Thank God we are moving. You look beautiful.
Thank you. You look awesome, even with your own. I understand why you don't wear makeup with the fasting. Even we were fasting as well. And this is Holy Week, viewers. What are you doing this Holy Week? These are some of the issues we'll be discussing later. A lot of yesterday was Palm Sunday. The Christians are fasting, Muslims are fasting, all in the betterment of ourselves and of course our nation, and that is very good. Later today, of course, we'll have a guest on the show that will be talking to us on some of issues bordering on people as well. But now, quickly, we'll move on to the reviews, newspaper headlines. But before then, yesterday, did somebody won the big? Is it Big Brother people had this time or what?
Big Brother Titans.
Titans.
Yeah.
Okay, a lady won
Yeah.
from South Africa, I guess.
Yes, KESSY. KESSY won.
I'm really happy that Biggie has come to an end because I did not for once watch that program. I
Same
have my
here.
reasons because we had elections issues. We had a lot of issues bordering. This is just like a new year, so a lot of people should be focusing on things that is a personal opinion, viewers, on things that will better us and of course the nation. I don't see why the organizers will have to put that program at the beginning of the year. I felt that was a kind of a bit to distract the youth, but thank God that
Exactly.
they were not distracted. Still, a lot of people came out to vote,
Of
and we
course.
had people had the opportunity also. But thank God it has come to an end, and congratulations to the winner.
Congratulations, KESSY.
Congratulations. Of course, we have a lot of trending issues this morning. There is one trending now. They are saying that Obi and Oyedepo leaked tape. It's on my mind to hear that audio. Look for the audio and listen. There are many controversy around that particular audio. Anyway, we'll discuss that later. But quickly, we'll run through some of the headlines that are making waves this morning, and I'll kickstart with this Nigeria. And these are some of the stories making waves this morning. So we have this morning. One of the major headlines here says controversy trails alleged Oyedipo will be leaked tape on election. That story is on this Nigeria. We have here. I never campaigned for any politicians, says Bishop. All these stories on page 2 of this Nigerian newspaper. Of course, we also have a story here that says Nigerian steps to World Bank increase to $13.9 billion. That story is on page 20 of this Nigerian newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says INEC engages 9 sons to defend Tinubu's election victory. That story is on page 12 of this Nigerian newspaper. We also have a story here that says governors meet EFCC CBN tomorrow over security votes. That story is on page 5 of the paper. This Nigeria. We also have a story here, a sad one that says Zamfara bandits invade female hostel, kidnap students. That story is on page 4 of this Nigeria. As well, we have a story here that says we will continue to demand for restructuring. Soyinka tells Tinubu. Of course, that story is on page 26 of this Nigerian newspaper. These are some of the stories we have this morning, Julia. But I have a story here, something that has really caught my attention this morning. Apart from the trendy controversy, alleged tape audio that leaked, I am seeing this story here from Zamfara this morning. Bandits invade female hostels, kidnap students. I don't know what we're going to do about this. This is something that I was thinking that by now in 2023 would have gone past this kind of
Kidnapping and
insecurity issues we're having. But it's actually a shame that a nation such as Nigeria will still be here. And at the end of the day, does it mean that these people, the children, cannot go to school anymore? because as it stands, we always have this reoccurrence of kidnapping from schools. So does that mean, I think if I have a child somewhere there, I would
Parents
just
are
leave them.
becoming too skeptical about sending their children far away to school.
Would you send yours if you're there? That is the question. You won't send your children because it is not safe. And look at it now. You are somewhere at home sleeping or doing something. The next thing you will hear that. I can imagine
Of course.
the way their parents are thinking right now, feeling right now. It's really sad, and we hope that the security agencies will do the needful immediately. We'll move on quickly to the Punch newspaper this morning.
Okay. On the punch, we have end of tenure. Buhari, Osibanjo, 28 governors, ministers to begin asset declaration. According to the rider, outgoing public office holders, must declare assets by May 29. President-elect Tinubu Shettima, 28 incoming governors, CCB form this month. Also, we have another story that says Chinese loans rise by 209% under Buhari, and this can be found on page 27 of the Punch newspaper. NGX suspends Sterling Bank share trading. FG to demolish Lagos airport jet. Hangars April 15th. This can be found on page 30 of the Punch newspaper. We also have Pope Kagama preach love service as Christians observe Palm Sunday. Ramadan, why the aged may abstain from fasting, and this can be found on page 26 of the Punch newspaper. Also, we have another story. 22-year-old Ogun lady found dead in room, boyfriend held. This can be found on page 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. Tankers worsen Lagos Ibadan Expressway gridlock. This also can be seen on page 4 of the Punch newspaper. These are the stories that made it to the headline of the
That
Punch
story
newspaper.
is actually tanker fire worsen Lagos Ibadan Expressway gridlock. And then we have another story here that said this story is actually from the CCB officials that say outgoing public office holders must declare assets by May 29. And that story, of course, is from the CCB official. Also, there's a story here that caught my attention as well. Pope Kaigama preached love services as Christian observe Palm Sunday. And as well, we'll have a story here also. Ramadan, why aged may abstain from fasting. Now, when we talk about the Palm Sunday, we have this is the Holy Week for Christians, and then we have the Ramadan also fasting is ongoing. I think this is the right times for Christians and Muslims to unite. There's nothing as a environment that is peaceful. People should share love. And of course, I like this story here that say why the aged may abstain from fasting. That is a very good one because a lot of people think, oh, if I don't fast, I will be judged by the society. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we continue with the reviews. Stay with us, don't go anywhere.
Every spirit that is not of God, manipulating in the Isoko nation, manipulating in the party PDP PDP.
Ladies, are you ready to shine? Here's a golden opportunity for you to show the world the queen in you as the second edition of Face of SRTV Ladies Edition is about to begin. What are you waiting for? Register online with just 500 naira and stand a chance of winning a cash prize of 100,000 naira and the deal of becoming our ambassador. There will also be consolation prizes for second and third place winners. To register, kindly pay the registration fee and send your name, age, picture, and state of origin to this number 0906 895 2170. For more inquiries, please call 0907 400 7816. Powered by SRTV London, the face of SRTV, who takes the crown.
Hello, viewers. You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Wake Up Nigeria. Of course, we'll be discussing the newspaper headlines this morning. And we're just on punch. There's a story here that says Pope Kaigama preach love services as Christian observe Palm Sunday, which actually yesterday kickstart the Holy Week. And then we'll have a story here that says Ramadan, why aged may abstain from fasting. I was just telling Julia here that that is a very good one. We don't want to have people that are vulnerable. You know, these people that they don't have strength anymore. They've lived a better part of their life and still doing these things, fasting all their lives. And then at this point, I think they should be uh, allowed not to. There are a lot of way, like for we Christians, there are a lot of way you fast. If you choose not, to, if you choose to eat food, and still there are things you can abstain from the process. That is, if you don't want to fast. And it's really a good one. They are thinking about the old people and the vulnerable. And then I saw another story here that caught my attention as well. 22-year-old lady, Ogun lady, found dead in room. Boyfriend held. I think at this point, ladies should be careful.
And the guys too.
Yes, but the ladies first because they are the ones that usually go to meet these guys. Sometimes when I know that could happen anywhere, not necessarily in the room or your boyfriend's room or your room. But people should be more careful, and of course also the guys they should be careful as well. I think that's a developing story. We'll get to the end of that story someday. And then we have another story here that says tanker fire worsen Lagos Ibadan Express gridlock. That's this Ibadan Express gridlock is something that I've had it up to here. I don't know whether there's nothing that can be done. It's one story or the other when it comes to Ibadan Expressway. It's becoming or becoming. I think the authorities should just do something over this. That is why a lot of people. I once interviewed an official of road safety that said it's better that they put another way for tanker to be passing if it's possible
Or
because
maybe allow the tankers to pass at night.
that I was going to get there. That was what the man said as well. That except they will have to travel by night because you can't allow human beings. Look at vehicles all over gridlock. Look at a tanker carry PMS. What if something happen? A lot of people will have to just die. So I think the authorities should do something about that. We move on quickly this morning to the blueprints newspapers, and these are some of the stories we have on the headlines this morning. Nnamani to Obi, your religious politics deflower nation's virgin of innocence. And the writer says LP's logo of father, mother, and child, Catholic symbol of family, Trinity. We have another writer here that says Obi slash Oyedipo audio, product of APC propaganda. This is coming from Onofa Day. And another writer here says it's private conversation taken out of context. Okonkwo says. And then we have another writer here that say all political parties come to me for prayers. Oyedipo. All these stories can be seen on page 6 of the Blueprint newspaper this morning. As well, we have a story here that say the congestion objection, federal government to sign rail contracts in Lagos airports. That story is on page 2 of the paper this morning. We also have a story here that says APC suspend NDDC chairperson Onoche for anti-party. That story is on page 7 of the Blueprint newspaper. We have a story here as well that says how alleged corruption threatens Akpabio's bid for Senate presidency. And the writer says, I am not aware, ex-governor media aid. We also have another one here that says he remains the best choice for the job group. All the stories are on page Blueprint newspaper. We have another story here as well that says troop kill 11 gunmen in Kaduna, terrorists lay 7, abduct 26 in Niger. The stories can be seen on page 5 and 15 of the Blueprint newspaper. We have another story here as well that says that May 29, Nigerians will resist attempt to force interim government. This is coming from the ACF on page 14 of the Blueprint newspaper. We also have a story here that say at the global meeting, Nigeria renews call for fair international tax practices. That story is on page 24 of the Blueprint newspaper. We have another story here as well that say Adamawa election observers fault calls for review of Guba polls. That story is on page 13 of the Blueprint newspaper. We also have another story here that says Elumelu joins US VP Harris at Zambian Gender Inclusion Summit. That story, of course, is on page 25 of the Blueprint newspaper. And these are some of the stories making waves this morning on the Blueprint newspaper. Trigger, there's a story that caught my attention here as well this morning. We saw that bandits kidnap students from at Zamfara. And then we're seeing it here again now that troops kill 11 gunmen in Kaduna. And then terrorists lay 7. They killed 7 again. And of course, abduct 26 again in Niger State. So at this point, I don't know what I'll say, but really, the authorities need to do something. They need to do something. I just feel like nobody is safe in the country anymore. We're not safe. The fact that we're in Abuja doesn't mean that okay, we should just let it lie. We must keep saying it. Of course, the security agencies, as we can see from here, troops kill 11 gunmen in Kaduna. They're doing their best, but we need to do more. We move on quickly to the other paper we have this morning. That is the Authority newspaper this morning.
The Authority newspaper leaked audio. It's all tissue of lies, Bishop Oyedepo Obi. The writer says, I never spoke to Obi as alleged, says Oyedepo. We have another story that says, May 29th, we are prepared to defend Tinubu's mandates, OPCI Authority. This story can be found on page 3 of the Authority. KESSY wins BB Titans, grabs $100,000 at grand prize. And this story can be found on page 4 of the Authority newspaper. INEC failed to conduct credible election, says social media. This story is on page 3 of the Authority newspaper. Why I resigned as NNPP chairman Akali. This story is on page 5 of the Authority newspaper. Another story is over 60 gunmen invade, killed 15 in Taraba community. This is on page 4 on the Authority newspaper. Buhari hails Anthony Joshua's victory over Jeremy Franklin. This story is on page 5 of the Punch, of the Authority, sorry. Public funds, Akwa Ibom ranks first, Kano 36th in audit efficiency index 2022. This is on page 2 of the Authority newspaper. Ramadan, over 50 Christians, Muslims jointly organize interfaith breakfast. This is on page 4 of the Authority newspaper. All this can be found on the Authority newspaper headline for today.
I think it's a good one that I love that story. Ramadan, over 50 Christians, Muslims jointly organize interfaith breakfast. That is something we should applaud this morning. When we have this peaceful coexistence among different religions, it makes the society a better place to live in. And so we applaud that this morning. As well, we saw another one now saying over 60 gunmen invade, kill 15 in Taraba. So in just one weekend, one headlines of a Monday, we are seeing invading, killings, abducting. It's really sad, and we are sad this morning as well. And then I saw another story here that says Buhari hails Anthony Joshua. Congratulations to Anthony Joshua. I'm actually going to bring a sport person to talk on that issues in one of our shows, morning shows this week. And of course, congratulations to KESSY. She wants, and we do hope that that money, of course, will be spent and invested wisely as well. These are some of the stories that are coming from the Authority newspaper headlines this morning. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, don't go anywhere. I'm going to come back with a guest this morning. Stay with us.
Ladies, are you ready to shine? Here's a golden opportunity for you to show the world the queen in you as the second edition of Face of SRTV Ladies Edition is about to begin. What are you waiting for? Register online with just 500 naira and stand a chance of winning a cash prize of 100,000 naira and the deal of becoming our ambassador. There will also be consolation prizes for second and third place winners. To register, kindly pay the registration fee and send your name, age, picture, and state of origin to this number 0906 895 2170. For more inquiries, please call 0907 400 7816. Powered by SRTV London, the face of SRTV, who takes
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, present the maiden edition of the Nigerian Week in the capital of the world, London. A wonderful blend of entertainment, business, and networking, displaying a wide range of art, national cash crops, financial product and services, and real estate. For huge extra opportunity in diaspora, look no further. The 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Trade and Investment, the Nigerian Film Corporation, and host of others will be in attendance. Date 15 to 21st of May 2023. Venue Lighthouse, Camberwell, Southeast London. For details, log on www.superiorradiotelevision.com/Nigerian Week or call +447 549 513 619 or +234 814.
Ladies, are you ready to shine? Here's a golden opportunity for you to show the world the queen in you as the second edition of Face of SRTV Ladies Edition is about to begin. What are you waiting for? Register online with just 500 naira and stand a chance of winning a cash prize of 100,000 naira and the deal of becoming our ambassador. There will also be consolation prizes for second and third place winners. To register, kindly pay the registration fee and send your name, age, picture, and state of origin to this number 0906 895 2170. For more inquiries, please call 0907 400 7816. Powered by SRTV London, the face of SRTV, who takes the crown.
Welcome back, viewers. We have a guest who's going to join us in a bit, but before then, we'll continue with the reviews of the papers this morning. Just before the quick break, we're actually discussing some of the reviews. I'll move on quickly to the daily asset this morning, and these are some of the stories we have making waves this morning. We have here NFIU meets governors, EFCC, ICPC, CBN over security votes. We also have a story here that says a bandit abducts Gasua University female student. Also, we have a story here that says residents flee Niger communities over killings, kidnappings. As well, we have a story here that says Nigeria will not cease demanding restructuring. This is coming from Soinka, and that story is on page 24 of the Daily Asset. We also have a story here this morning that says Wabote Jonathan win African Heritage Award on page 8 of the paper. We also have a story here that says NDLA launches a manhunt for prophetess to others over drug trafficking on page 5 of the Daily Asset newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says free trade zone scheme investment value stands at $30 billion. This is coming from Ade Suba on page 14 of the Daily Asset newspaper. We also have a story here that says NDLA seizes 64 cannabis bags, 12,000 tramadol, others in Edo. This story is on page 12 of the Daily Asset newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says to neutralize 11 bandits in Kaduna. This story is on page 4 of the Daily Asset newspaper. This story here that is coming from Gasol this morning, university students as well abducted, and then we see that Niger community are already fleeing out of their communities over killings and kidnappings. It's really sad, like we said earlier on the show. It's sad. It's sad. I don't know what to say. I don't know how I'm going to say this, but it's really sad. And then I saw this one here as well that says NDLA seizes 63 cannabis bag and 20,000 tramadol. 12,000, I beg your pardon, tramadol. So that is that we say kudos to them, NDLA. It's really sad that at this point, I don't know, this tramadol thing is just destroying youth. It destroys a lot of people. It destroys a lot of people. I just really hope that we keep intercepting this kind of products that are not healthy for the youth. We move on quickly to the next newspaper we have this morning. Leadership.
Confusion in Obi's camp over leaked election phone call. According to the rider, LP candidates LP candidates said campaign spokesmen disagree over authenticity of conversations. Also, we have bandits attack Niger communities, kill 13, abduct scores. These can be found on page 22 of the leadership newspaper. Innovators sue INEC for 77 billion naira over e-voting copyright theft. This can be found on page 6 of the leadership newspaper. Also, we have another story that says governors meet EFCC, ICPC, CBN over security votes tomorrow. These can be found on page 30 of the leadership newspaper. Police obey court judgment, release 67 vehicles to Shiite members. Agora policy to FG to federal government, fortify anti-corruption measures. South Africa's posting wins Big Brother titles. All these can be found on page 24, 30, and 6 of the leadership newspaper.
And that's all we have this morning as well. We saw a story here that says bandits attack Niger communities, kill 13 and dub stores. It's really sad. And then we also have a lot of story here. Innovators use INEC 77 billion over e-voting copyright theft. That is a sad one. We move on quickly this morning to the Nigerian pilot newspapers. These are some of the stories making waves this morning. We have here Nigeria, from the Nigerian pilot this morning. We have bandits on rampage. 8 killed. Adopt 33 persons, 32, I beg your pardon, in Niger, Benue, Zamfara states. 7 killed. 26 persons adopted in Niger. 7 in Niger community. Invade a Christian Pentecostal church in Benue, kill 1, adopt pastor, 3 worshippers. Kill 1, kidnap 2 female students of federal investigators. So these stories are, of course, on page 8 of the Nigerian pilot newspaper. It's really sad that 8 people were killed, 32 persons adopted in Niger, Benue, and Zamfara state, and then 7 killed again. 26 persons adopted in 7 Niger communities. And then we have bandits invading a church in Benue, killing 1, adopt a pastor and 3 worshippers. And then as well, we have another person killed 2 female students as well of the federal investigators who are also adopted. This is actually a shame. We also have a story here that says governor to meet EFCC over security votes. That story is on page 5 of the Nigerian pilot. Why we arrested River APC lawyer, police says on page 8 of the Nigerian pilot. We also have a story here that say APC's propaganda machine can't stop us from reclaiming mandates. This is coming from Obi on page 5 of the Nigerian pilot newspaper. FCTA returns 217 destitute street beggars to Katsina, Kano, others. This story is on page 5 of the Nigerian pilot newspaper. We also have a story here that says troop neutralizes scores of terrorists recover ammunitions in Kaduna. That story is on page 7 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. We also have a story here that say NNPP National Chairman Professor Akali resigns. That story is on page 8 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. Akwa Ibom, uh, motorcycles to reject corpses without police reports. That story is on page 6 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. I also have a story here that says Bayelsa government fixes road damaged by 2022 flooding. That story is on page 5 of the paper. We'll go on a quick break and hopefully we'll return with our guest. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, present the maiden edition of the Nigerian Week in the capital of the world, London. A wonderful blend of entertainment, business, and networking, displaying a wide range of arts, national cash crops, financial products and services, and real estate for huge extra opportunity in diaspora. Look no further. The 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Trade and Investment, the Nigerian Film Corporation, and host of others will be in attendance. Date 15 to 21st of May 2023. Venue Lighthouse, Camberwell, Southeast London. For details, log on www.superiorradiotelevision.com/Nigerian Week or call +447 549 513 619 or +234 814 35.
Ladies, are you ready to shine? Here's a golden opportunity for you to show the world the queen in you, as the second edition of Face of SRTV Ladies Edition is about to begin. What are you waiting for? Register online with just 500 naira and stand a chance of winning a cash prize of 100,000 naira and the deal of becoming our ambassador. There will also be consolation prizes for second and third place winners. To register, kindly pay the registration fee and send your name, age, picture, and state of origin to this number 0906 895 2170. For more inquiries, please call 0907 400 7816.
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, present the maiden edition of the Nigerian Week in the capital of the world, London. A wonderful blend of entertainment, business, and networking, displaying a wide range of arts, national cash crops, financial products and services, and real estate for huge extra opportunity in diaspora. Look no further. The 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Trade and Investment, the Nigerian Film Corporation, and host of others will be in attendance. Date 15 to 21st of May 2023. Venue Lighthouse, Camberwell, Southeast London. For details, log on www.superiorradiotelevision.com/Nigerian Week or call +447 549 513 619 or +234 814 358 2856.
Where is labor in this country? Where is the structure? Where is labor? No single.
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, present the maiden edition of the Nigerian Week in the capital of the world, London. A wonderful blend of entertainment, business, and networking, displaying a wide range of arts, national cash crops, financial products and services, and real estate for huge extra opportunity in diaspora. Look no further. The 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Trade and Investment, the Nigerian Film Corporation, and host of others will be in attendance. Date 15 to 21st of May 2023. Venue Lighthouse, Camberwell, Southeast London. For details, log on www.superiorradiotelevision.com/Nigerian Week or call +447 549 513 619 or +234 814 358 2856. The Nigerian Week, celebrating the best of Nigeria from the rest.
Hello viewers, you're welcome back. Just before that quick break, I promised to return with a guest this morning, and of course I'm here. My guest is already on the line. I have with me this morning Honorable Anthony Alewo Ucha. He's a member of the House of Assembly, Kogi State, representing the Oloma Borough State constituency. You're welcome to the show this morning, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much for being with us this morning. So I don't want to waste your time. I know how busy you can be, sir. So I'm gonna go straight to the point. I just want to ask a few questions. So in your what's actually your assessment of the just concluded general election? What would you have to say about that election, especially I was talking about in Nigeria and of course your state, Kogi State, sir.
Thank you very much. The just concluded election, to me, by my opinion and assessment, is one of the best so far. Because if you want me to read it, I can say 8 over 10. Reason being that, though not without the shortcomings, was that religious sentiment played a lot of role. And I do know that it is because my party has gone into, our candidate being Muslim, so the other party, they can't talk about that. But why I said it is a very fair election is because even my candidate, he lost Lagos State to another candidate. You get? And you agree with me that if it was to be rigged, if it was possible for the election to be rigged, they would have run Lagos. It was possible. So I really do not see anything wrong with it. And I know that moving forward, we'll also try and improve in subsequent elections because of these givers. They will not control my accreditation, and then they know where you have overvoting, the election will be cancelled. So everybody was very mindful of that. So to me, it's 8 over 10.
That's right, Honorable. I want to ask, you have just been re-elected by your constituents. That's right.
Yes.
So what would you say were your tracks record that gave you this victory in this past election, sir?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think closeness to the people, and also the relationship between myself as a leader, as a representative at the state level. We try to make cordial relationship with the state government so that the end of democracy can come to our place. As I speak to you, if you go to Alabama Road today, you can see the roads constructed by the state government, facilitated by my humble self. We have street roads in my place and all that. And in fact, prior before the election, the House of Rep member was being facilitated light because our light got bad for years now, for like more than 10 years now.
Are you serious?
So with all of this, our transformers, everything, the previous government didn't do anything for us at all to the advent of APC. So we're starting from the scratch, and I think the people are seeing it themselves. If you care to know, I'll tell you that my vote, I got 16,000 plus votes. Right?
I saw that result, and I was amazed as well. The gap was way very high.
Yes, it's because of the infrastructure. Like people are happy with us.
Well, congratulations on that, sir.
Congratulations, Honorable. So the next question will be, how many bills did you say you have sponsored during your first 4 years of your constituents?
For your constituents, you mean, yes.
To be honest with you, I didn't, because this is my first tenure. So, if you come to the assembly of first tenure, you use like 2 years to learn on the job. That would have been wasted. Then you have 2 other years. Although I could sponsor 2 bills, then this present dispensation that we're in. And then going into the next dispensation by the grace of God, many bills. Although plenty various motions and all that, even when there was yellow fever and all that, we move a motion that saved the full community.
All right, sir. So the governor, Yaya Bello, his tenure would soon be winding down. What would you have to say about his administration so far?
So far, so good, like I've said. I said the previous administration didn't do anything, especially in my conference, because that is my major disinfect of jurisdiction for now. And I've also told you that because of the development that we facilitated together with the state government, that is why people gave us votes to come back again. So that is to tell you that they exist in my conference. And now, even if you talk about city center, Lokoja is at the heart, in the middle of many south and all that states. If you come to Lokoja, it's away from what it was used to be. So I think the government have tried. The area of gratuity, payment of gratuity, payment of salary, and then security. You agree with me that irrespective of the fact that Kogi is at it's within more than around 6-7 states that are not secured, but in Kogi we are secured. So I think he has really tried. He has really tried.
All right, sir. What should the people moving forward of your constituents and, of course, Kogi in general be expecting from you? Because you just got re-elected into the state house, state house of assembly. So, what should we be expecting from you, Honorable?
Thank you very much. They should be expecting more from me, and not like before. I'm not coming to learn on the job anymore, like I said before. I've known what to do, how to do. So in coming to the house is to keep the already straight. Not like the previous one that I learned, I used about 2 years to learn on the job. This one, as I'm coming by the grace of God, I'm going to make motions and bills that will benefit my people. I'm going to facilitate for, like, the last administration, this one that I'm just about to run up. I've facilitated jobs for my conference around all the MDAs and all that. And by the grace of God, we'll do more. I'm more bringing of democracy for my people by the grace of God.
Very well, then, sir. What are your last words right now, just before we let you go?
My last word for the people is we should get to understand the legislature and the executive. I don't think you expect the legislator to come and construct overhead bridges, construct roads and other things to facilitate, make good laws and bills. And also, I want my people to understand that, and in as much as that, they will also be able to support our people in aspect of medical care and all whatnot. So I want to tell them.
Talking about medical care, that is something I really want your state to improve on. There was a time I called you, whether you remember, I can't say, but I told you I had a serious accident on that road, and it was not what I encountered in that state was not appealing at all. But I really do hope that moving forward, these are some of the things the state will improve on, as well as federal government as well will improve on, especially talking about the healthcare. This is something that has to do with the lives of people. Talking about roads, there are a lot of accidents on that road, on that COVID, from this local way to the other end of after um, the major city, the other major city. I can't remember the name, but these are some of the things that they should put eyes on to better the state and, of course, the people as well.
The hospital you're talking about is a federal medical center.
And that is why I said the state and the federal government as well, because I am aware that that is federal medical center. The treatment I got, the reception, people that were willing, crying, dying, it was not something I want to put out to the public, sir. It was not nice at all. And I remember I called you, I will send you some pictures, sir, as regarding to that. Yes, sir.
You did actually. You did. But it has been upgraded to a teaching hospital. But teaching hospital could have a lot of
changes.
Development that is going on now.
Wow, so that is good to hear. That is good to hear. Yes, and another thing, the locals and Okene houses, the roads also. And I think and I hope that you will do more. Your people will do more. Of course, federal government will do more as well. Congratulations once again on your return bid. We're happy for
Thank you
you,
very
sir.
much.
You wanted to say something.
Yes, like the accident you talk on the road, I'm telling you, there is a very busy road. So what we need to do is this rail line. We should improve our rail line towards it because the border there are about 7 states, like I said in that position.
Yes,
The border are about 7 states, so it's a very busy road.
that is
And
correct.
yes,
That is
so
correct.
that's just it.
What
The federal government should facilitate, should be fast in
that,
fixing the road that they are doing so that when the road are properly constructed,
that is
we
true.
will reduce
The rate
the
of
accident of
road
the roads.
crash on that road.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
Yes.
so much, Honorable, for being on my show this morning. It's such a pleasure to have you with us this morning. And congratulations on your return bid. We look forward to more positive changes around your constituency and, of course, the state as a whole. Do have a very beautiful day, sir.
Thank you very much. You too. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes, I've been talking with Honorable Anthony Uja, member representing the Oloma Borough State constituency of Kogi State. He's a current House of Assembly member, a State House member, and he just got a return bid as well. Congrats to him. If you've just joined us, this is Wake Up Nigeria. We've been on the reviews just before that. We had our guest in on the show. Of course, we'll continue with the reviews. We have just more two paper, and then we'll just wrap up the show this morning. I'm going to take it off quickly with the National Star paper this morning. We have the National Star, and these are some of the stories making waves this morning. We have PDP crisis, INEC to determine I use faith tomorrow. That story is on page 18 of the National Star. We also have here G5 governors mobilize against pro-IU forces over control of party. That story is, as well, is on page 18 of the paper. We also have a story here that says crisis rock NNPP as national chairman Akali resigns. That story is on page 18. We also have here today that governors to meet EFCC CBN on Tuesday over security votes. That story is on page 8 of the paper, National Star. Also have a story here as well to say IPOB accuses police of killing 15 protesting members in Abia State. That story, Aba to be precise, that story is on page 2 of the National Star newspaper. We have a story here as well that says terrorists abduct female students in university hostel. That story is on page 10 of the National Star newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says NCC accelerates broadband penetration for business owners. That story is on page 9, of course, of the um, National Star paper. We also have a story here that says South Africa's course wins Big Brother Titans. That story is on page 2 of the paper as well. And we'll have another story here that says Oba of Benin suspend uncle as traditional ruler over alleged rebellion. That story is on page 3 of the paper. We also have a lot of stories here this morning. You might just want to get, of course, the copy of those, the National Star, to see more of the details of those stories. We move quickly to the last paper of the day this morning.
The last paper of the day is Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Leaked phone talk between Obi Oyedepo causes furor. I have never campaigned for anybody or spoken to anybody's behalf on anybody's behalf, says Oyedepo. Obi's desire to be president has died a natural death, says Kayemo. Unauthorized wiretapping of private telephone conversations worrisome, says Ogunda DC. Also, we have another story that says governors, CBN, EFCC, ICPC FIRS meets Tuesday on security votes, cashless policy. This story is on page 26 of Nigerian Tribune. Why EFCC was involved in 2023 general election, says Bawa. This story is on page 25 on Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Nigerians will not cease demanding restructuring, says Soyinka. This is on page 8 of Nigerian Tribune. Obedient passengers to appear before Abuja Airport Magistrate today, page 25 on the Tribune newspaper. NDLEA declares prophetess celebrity couple wanted over seized illicit drugs. This story is on page 25 of Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Rivers policy explains detention of election materials after release of lawyers. This story is also on page 24 of Nigerian Tribune. All these are the stories that made it to the headline today on Nigerian Tribune newspaper.
And then we have one more paper here just before we wrap up the show this morning at Jazeera this morning. And these are some of the stories making waves here with us this morning. This quiet over obese leaked audio. And the writer says LPPCC officials differ on alleged conversation with Oyedipo. Kayamo tasked clerics on neutrality. These stories, of course, are on page 9 of the Al Jazeera newspaper. We have a story here as well that says Buhari approves amendment of deep offshore oil block bid round. That story is on page 20 of the Al Jazeera newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says Lekki Seaport to generate 117 jobs. This is coming from Coco on page 8 of the Al Jazeera newspaper. 10th Assembly, Betera as consensus of spokesperson speakership raised. That story is on page 21 of the Al Jazeera newspaper. We also have a story here that says Tinubu Vanguard backs Akpabio for Senate President. That story is on page 20 of the Al Jazeera newspaper. We'll have a story here as well that say NGF to meet EFCC, ICPC, others over state security votes. That story is on page 23 of the Al Jazeera newspaper this morning. We have a story here as well that say I will bow at fulfilled man, says Wike. That story is on page 23 of the Al Jazeera newspaper. Abia more important to me than electoral victory. This is coming from Ibrazu this morning, and that story is on page 5 of the Al Jazeera newspaper. We have a story here as well on page 15 of the Al Jazeera newspaper that says Akali resigns as NNPP chairman. This morning, these are some of the stories we have here on the Al Jazeera making waves this morning. Just before we go, I saw a story here. When I see Wike, I just laugh. When I see Wike, I laugh because the man is just, I don't know, it makes me laugh, the kind of thing he does and says. And then I saw a story here also that say, Abia more important to me than electoral victory. So this is a very good statement. Sometimes, like Jonathan said, our ex-president, his ambition is not worth the lives and bloods of innocent Nigerians. I think by the time we have politicians, some of these public officials, with this kind of mindset, we live in a better society. Power is not do or die. You can't grab it. If the people say we don't want you, it means they don't want you. And then maybe sometime you have to try again. But if they say now we don't, allow the will of the people to stand. If they say this is our will, this is our choice, you let it be. And I think every politician, every public official should actually take a clip from Ikpeazu this morning, saying his ambition is not even worth it. So at the end of the day, it's a good one. We applaud him for that. And as well, again, we congratulate Anthony Joshua for the victory. And of course, KESSY of Big Brother, we congratulate her as well. And again, just before we go this morning, we know that there are lots of security issues everywhere across so many states. Please be careful. No matter where you're watching us from, be careful. Stay at alert. Security starts from oneself just before the external one. You have to take care of yourself. I know you cannot be too safe. You cannot be too conscious of yourself, but at some point you have to, because I feel like the nation has failed a lot of its citizens, and that is why we have people fleeing from their homes, from their communities, and of course from their states. Where are they going to? Some don't even have anywhere to go to.
Honestly.
But the fear of being kidnapped, being killed, they just have to keep running into the bushes or even places that are more dangerous.
I heard someone followed through the waters just to leave the country.
People are just at that point, you wouldn't think, right, when you hear that the bandits are around, they keep coming. At some point you have to just move, whether or not you know where you're going to. And so this is some we appeal to you to please take care of yourself where you're at there. And just before we go, don't forget also our Nigerian week London that is fast approaching. We are already counting days to that event. Be part of it. A lot of ministries, a lot of parastatals agency already partnering with us, and of course we have a lot of celebrities already confirmed. I'm going to release the names just maybe later, but not today. We already have a lot of superstars, musicians that are coming to grace that event, and of course you know what that means. It's going to be fun galore. And of course don't forget the music, the food. I keep repeating, the food is going to be colorful. Of course, you know, Nigerians, we are always colorful. We're going to showcase our talent to the world. And don't forget also the business part of it. You're going to meet a lot of business people. Who knows, you might just get connected. This is global we're talking about. So be part of, even individuals, you can be part of it. It's a way of promoting you and showcasing you to the world. Julia, well, thank you so much for being part of the show
Thank
this morning. It's been
you.
fun doing this with you. And I appeal to Nigerians, please take care of yourself, stay at alert, and remember this: let this be your take home. Peace is priceless, so let's give peace a chance. We do this again tomorrow. Bye for now. Princess KESSY.
Julia Yunusa.
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, present the maiden edition of the Nigerian Week in the capital of the world, London. A wonderful blend of entertainment, business, and networking.